Welcome to another episode of the Robbie V Show. A lot going on this week. We got the PGA Championship. We're going to talk a little BC football recruiting. We got the Sox, Bees. We also have another contender for Moron of the Month. We also have and Celtics. We'll also talk about that. We'll talk about the MVPs and the wonks of the weeks and the dope of the day. All right, let's talk about the dope of the days right off. Edmonton Oilers. You guys need to take care of business against Vancouver. This series should not be as competitive as it is. I find it ridiculous, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm appalled by this lack of this being a competitive series. I feel like the Oilers right now, they got to freaking put the pedal to the metal against Vancouver, because Vancouver has really proven to be a tough team. But the Oilers need to step up, and for that, they take that Dope of the Day award with pride, hopefully. Come on, Carden McDavid and Zach Hyman. You guys need to be better. All right, MVP. So, shout out Xander Schauffele. Shout out, who else? Schauffele. Cameron Young. And who's the third guy? Shout out Rory McIlroy for coming through for Robbie V in the clutch today. And, you're the MVPs. Took a nice $25 parlay, won 140. Post it later. But the people love it, I mean, talking PGA Tour real quick. Schauffele came out, shot 9 under. He golfed his ass off. Played unbelievable, had an unbelievable round. Scheffler's still on the hunt, obviously. Tony Finau. Yeah, that course is hard. I mean, Valhalla, whatever the fuck it is. Valhalla is a tough course, and that rough is thicker than anything I've ever seen, But take it to Xander. He just, took the competition to the woodshed in the first round, helped Robbie V's parlay out, and he played really well. Disappointment today. Dope of the day, John Rahm. Where you been, son? John Rahm he didn't have a good round one. I think he was +1. He really is, he didn't step up. Spent a lot of time not doing the right things you need to do to make it up the leaderboard. Tiger Woods today was +1. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the cut. He was up and down as he usually is. It's fairly sad to watch. Not sad, but knowing what Tiger once was and not being able to see him at his full power anymore. Definitely, it's not fun. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. I wish he retired when he won the Masters in 2019. It would have been a heck of a way to go out on top, but that's just me. Other guys, I was kind of surprised that Calente today. I mean, I was happy he didn't beat Cameron Young, which in his matchup on DraftKings. So DK partner hashtag. Thanks for the great odds, boys. I was also happy he didn't birdie the 18th hole, because that allowed me to win my parlay. So, shout out Patrick Calente, MVP for missing that birdie putt, on the 18th. Appreciate you. So where do I think the PGA Championship's going from here? In the Real Gambling Chat founded by Sig, someone said that Schauffele is, he's great Thursday through Saturday, and then he goes away on Sunday, which, yeah, he might. Rory looked good today. Really, I think he might break through. That's a throwaway take, but what are you going to do? Scheffler, we all know he's going to be in the hunt. But there's it's going to be an interesting weekend, no doubt about it. I'm excited for the PGA Championship, especially after today's big win. So the Bruins are playing. So switching gears, the Bruins are playing tomorrow night. Brad Marchand is going to play. I'm cautiously optimistic that the Bruins can get this back to Florida, and they can get this back to Florida and win. Marchand and being at home is going to be a shot in the arm for the Bees. They're going to be a great. They're playing great lately, and they're taking Florida to the woodshed, which is nice. Because fuck the Florida Panthers. Who needs them? I think the easy part for them will be to win Game 6. It's at home. They're going to ride all the momentum, and they're going to have the people behind them and the emotional lift, of course, of Marchand. But going down to Florida, especially in that arena, and winning Game 7 is going to be a tall task. I think, but you got to win Game 6 first. So as my steak dinner pick for tomorrow, I hope this airs before the Bruins game. I'm making the Boston Bruins winning at the TD Bank North Garden against the Florida Panthers, the steak dinner pick. I want it to come through for the people, and I'll be announcing this. Hopefully it'll air. The show will air before the game, so you all can take advantage. All right. So other hockey news, obviously, Carolina is currently battling the Rangers. It was 3-1 when I sat down to record. Carolina is really storming back in that series. I'm proud of them. I knew the Panthers could play well, and they're taking the Rangers to the woodshed tonight. If it does come down to Game 7, I think Carolina, they have the mettle and they have the toughness to beat the Rangers at MSG. I mean, am I going to make it the lock of the week? No. I mean, it's on Thursday, for God's sakes. Is it? Yeah, it is Thursday. Jeez, I can't keep my days straight. All right. Moving on to the Boston Celtics. Are the Celtics, should we be happy with the Boston Celtics right now? Yes. They're in the conference finals. We're very blessed. And hopefully, the road is there for them to get it done. Playing the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers, I do believe that they can beat both those teams and make it to the NBA Finals. After that, if we're fortunate enough to win the Eastern Conference Championship, what do I think is going to happen on the other side of the bracket? I think it's Denver's world on the West, and everyone else is just trying to play catch up. The Nuggets, yes, they did go down 2-0 to Minnesota, but the fact of the matter is that the Nuggets right now are rolling, and even if it does come down to a Game 7 or whatever it is, if it has to go to 7 games for that series, I think the Nuggets will be fine. They have a great team, and I know Minnesota is playing. Anthony Edwards is playing out of his fucking mind right now. He's really taking the Timberwolves on his shoulders, and he's playing a great basketball. But I think at the end of the day, I think that the Nuggets' depth, and I think that, Jokic and, Murray is going to be more than enough to get the Nuggets over the top. Is that going to be the lock of the week today? No, of course not. I mean, Jesus. It can only be one lock of the week, for God's sakes. So, in other news, my bowling team took 6 out of 8 tonight. It was a good night at O'Lindy's. I know everyone cares, so, you got to keep you on your toes, people. You got to keep you on your toes. All right. So what else are we going to talk about tonight? Let's talk about the Red Sox. They're going along. Doing the best they can, and hopefully their pitching's a lot better than people thought, and hopefully they'll be competitive in in August and July. I'm not spending too much time on the Red Sox right now because the fact of the matter is the Bruins and the Celtics are in the playoffs. And a thought just occurred to me. There's one more thing I want to talk about the Celtics. If the Celtics are to advance into the NBA Finals, I said this in the gambling chat, founded by Sig, and I'll say this here. The Celtics need to put the foot on the throat. And what I mean by that is when opponents are down, they need to just keep them down. And the Celtics, too many times this playoff season, have let teams rise up from the ashes and make it a lock game. Make the game a lot closer than it should be. The fact of the matter is that the Celtics need to freaking get the killer instinct. The Jordan Bulls had it. That 2018, the 2008 Celtics did not have the killer instinct. I mean, a lot of those series won 7 games and gave everyone a heart attack. Jesus Christ. But the Bulls is a good example, and other teams, Golden State, other teams are a good example of being able to put teams away and not let them get off the mat. And this Celtics team needs to learn how to do that and quick. Because I don't want the Eastern Conference Championships, series to go 7 games. I'm too old for this shit. Got things to do. All right. Now, I want to talk about another MVP today. Now, on Mother's Day, Robbie V and the family, we went out to, I don't know what's that place called. We went out to Grill 110 in Hanover. It was a lovely establishment. I had a great meal. And the service, although it could have been a little better, we got through it. That's all that matters. So we went over to Ryan's Family Amusements. And Robbie V tried to win, his daughter Victoria a nice big Oscar. And Robbie V I fed the machine $2, and I failed miserably. Dope of the day performance by Robbie V trying to get stuffed animal machine. Awful. I mean, it picked up Oscar, and then he just fell down. Sucked. Anyway, so we found a nice gentleman swung by with an Oscar. I asked him how he won it, and he told me that he couldn't, he wasn't intentionally trying to win it. He was trying to win Sonic the Hedgehog. And I said, well, sorry about that problem. And, we exchanged pleasantries, and then we just left. And he went his way, and I went my way with my daughter and my wife. And then about 10 minutes later, we were walking around. He came out to Victoria, and he gave the Oscar. He gave her Oscar. She lit up like a Christmas tree. The fact of the matter is that caring for your fellow people is an MVP move. And I appreciate that man in Hanover. I didn't get his name. I tried to offer him $10 or $13. He didn't take it. I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't about to argue with someone who was a lot more muscular and more physically fit than myself. So I figured it would be the MVP move, not to get in an argument on Mother's Day. But I want to wish that man an MVP. I think he's from the Hanover area, and if he's watching right now, thanks, buddy. Victoria appreciates the Oscar. All right. So, moron of the month. So we talked about Coleman last week for his horrendous take for moron of the month. And then I called in, and that was that. But now we got a new contender for moron of the month. Unfortunately, it was the same contender same winner of the moron for the month last month, which is Steve from Gloucester. Steve from Gloucester changed his whole bio, and he changed his whole bio for a basketball player. Said he could basically insinuated he was surprised that he wasn't on the team, and that he needed a shot. I don't know. I mean, Steve from Gloucester's making some dope of the day moves. I put a tweet out that got a lot of action, and again, I'm really faced, folks, with a hard decision on who's going to be moron of the month so far. I mean, we're getting towards the end, so Steve from Gloucester, he's a contender again. I want Steve to stop pulling off being moron of the month and make the MVP column, but I can't will it there. Will you there, Steve? You got to move towards the MVP column inch by inch. Just like that Al Pacino speech on Any Given Sunday. You got to fight for that inch. Is that inspiring right now? No, probably not. But it's all right. All right, preview for the weekend. It's going to be a great time at PGA Golf. Hopefully the Bruins will be talking about Game 7 on Sunday. Hopefully they, win tomorrow. Well, they're not going to win tomorrow night. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Lock of the week says it's going to win, so it's going to happen. I don't know what the money line is, but take it. Bruins are going to win. That's Robbie V lock of the week guarantee. And then then the Celtics will start up. So hopefully, everything will be good. All right. That's really all I got this week. It's a short show, folks, because that's the way the people want it. All right. You have your MVPs, the dope of the days, the wonks of the weeks, and the morons of the month. Oh, by the way, Steve from Gloucester is wonk of the week for that bullshit shenanigans. I want everyone to rest easy this weekend, So if you're doing anything completely buffoonery, have a buffoon move, a wonk of the week move, don't worry, you're not going to win. The award's already been decided, and it cannot be redacted when it's been decided. I'm Robbie V. I'm a man of honor. All right, and loyalty. Loyalty is everything. All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to enjoy your weekend. Have a nice barbecue. And I also want you to watch the lovely programming on the Kirk Minahan channel. And everyone, have a great weekend. This is Robbie V, here for the people, signing off.